That's right. That's right.
Pretty pink castle. Pretty pink castle.
That'll be how I open the episode.
See, he says it because it sounds like Pretty Pink Asshole.
For this episode, we leave the studio behind and meet with Papal visited their jam space after their set for the Quality Block Party. We talk a little bit about St. John music history, what got them together, and what influences the band's music. So sit back, sip your poison, and enjoy the ride. I'm Kalen Capson, and this is the Pagan Place podcast. So doing something a little different than normal. I've never been mobile with it before. I've always had people come to me. Yeah. So it's a new thing for me. So the first question I always ask is, what do you love about music?
You know, what I love about music is the rich history of music. And like you can write something in the shadow of the stuff that came before. It's almost like unifying. People in every age liked music, and every year, and everything. So to me, that's what there's something communal about music. That's what I like. It kind of brings people together. That's my main vibe about music. What about you, Pierre?
Mine is mainly more about me, I guess. It's the way it makes me feel. It makes me feel good. That's why I love music. It makes me feel good.
So many things to love. I just realized there's a mattress back there. Kitty dinosaur mattress. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the history of, well, you've played together before, so I'm assuming that's probably what led to this.
I can give you the rich rundown history. So, I used to go see bands at the Deep End, across from St. John High School, maybe in about 2001, 2002. There was a really good band there called The Organizers. It was Judd Crandall, Alex Keelher, and this guy, Pierre Cormier. And they were a really good kind of like mod rock and roll band, and they dressed in suits. They looked good. So I was into them, would go see them play. And then just through the years, tried to wedge my way in, and eventually played with them in the Wooden Wives. But I've been playing with Pierre now
Come on. As soon as we saw the Port City All-Stars, I don't remember the Chris and Adam show.
Yes, that was
what you're talking about, because you played there. You played at the Deep End.
Yeah.
But as soon as I saw the Port City All-Stars, we're like, that guy, Adam. We should get to know that guy, Adam. And then we invited you guys to play with us at a free Christmas show at Elwood's, right?
Yeah.
And I remember having a big barbecue at the house, and we all came over to my place. The organizers ended because Alex decided to go to Japan. So we were like, man, whatever we do, it's over. The organizer's over. Let's do something with Adam. So whatever that is, it's going to be with Adam. And we tried getting you and Joanna, I think, up here at one point.
Let me flash forward a bit. So then I moved away, maybe about 7 years ago, to Halifax. I liked making music with Pierre, so we just figured out a system where he sends music. I skipped a lot of the story. He was getting pretty into the story, but there is an evolving cast of characters. But then I moved away. Pierre would send me tracks, and I'd sing over the tracks, and we've been doing that for about 3 years, and got a couple guys learn the songs and done a few shows. So basically, it's a pen pal kind of thing where he'll mail me a song, I'll write the words and music over the words and melody over the song, and then we'll have a finished song, and we do it all the time.
I try to make it interesting for him because I'm not thinking of a melody at all. I'm just putting a structure together that's interesting, something for him to get inspired by, basically, right? And then I'm hoping he likes it, and I send it to him. We get together. It's usually me and Jeff Smith. And lately it's me, Jeff, and Chris a lot. That's for the last...
Chris Braden.
Probably, Chris Braden. For the last about year or so, it's been with Chris and Jeff. And Alex is in there once in a while when Jeff's out of town and stuff. And I come up with something and I got to get it down. I got the itch, But most of the time we come up here with a riff, a kind of a way to put them together. And I play with Jeff for the first time. And once I play with a drummer, then I know how to put it together a little bit more, and then we put it down as fast as we can. We write it, record it the same night, and it's usually done within a couple hours and pretty easy. We're easy.
We're first take Tonys, usually.
Slutty. We're slutty.
We're a little slutty. And so he'll come up here on a Saturday night with the lads, lay down a little something, whoever's up here, and it'll be in my inbox the next morning.
Exactly.
So it's pretty convenient, and he's got a reel-to-reel we've used on music. We use digital. We use everything we can, and we just it's just experimental. I did a lot of conventional songwriting. It's nice to have an unconventional project. It's like very freeing just to have to sing over. Someone already wrote all the changes and everything, so all I got to do is come up with a hook and come up with a melody, and it's a pretty cool streamlined process. I mean, we've done about 35 songs in 3 years, or something like that, so we're streamlining, we're moving, we're going with it.
We like to get shit done, and it usually gets done. And it's not, there's no pressure or anything like that. It's not like, we got to get shit done. Let's relax. It's easy. Come on, guys. We've been doing this for 20 years. We can put 3 or 4 chords together and a couple of funny little changes and some boom booms here and there, and we got a song. And then we send that to Adam, man. And it's and then sometimes he records it in Halifax and sends it back to us within a day or two. It just keeps getting better and better all the time, so it's great.
That's sweet. I have a couple tracks I sent to Dave Ellman. Dave Ellman and I did that for a few tracks.
Okay.
So I've recorded a few stuff. I'd send him what I put down, and then he put some drums on it, and send it back, and then I'd send it to my other friend in Halifax.
Yeah.
He'd send it back with the guitar on him, sweet, there we go, we got a song.
All over the world.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's how the Stones do it.
Oh.
I don't think, whenever they do make a record, I don't think Keith and Mick are hanging out in the studio.
Oh yeah, no,
we're still buds. Standing in a place with a beautiful face, and what makes them win like that? So standing in a place with a beautiful face, and what makes them win like that? What makes them win like that, like that? What makes them win like that? Oh, I hate him so, but what makes him win like that? Baby, so when he collects his check, now what makes him win like that? But baby, so when he collects his check, now what makes him win like that? Well, what makes him win like that, like that? What makes him win like that? Oh, I hate him so, what makes him win like that? Oh, I hate him so, what makes him win like that? What makes him win like that? What makes him win like that? What makes him win like that, like that? Oh, what makes him win like that?
Tell me a little bit where we're at. Where are we? What is this place? This wonderland of mystery.
The name is called the Jam Spot most of the time, but it's just an awesome little spot we got lucked out 14, 15 years ago now. A friend of ours, Sam, rented this place by himself, and he's like, you guys want a jam spot? I'll talk to the landlord. He talked to John, who is the landlord. We got this place.
I'll say that it's kind of like a rich history. St. John music now. This place. I mean, there's been bands in here as long as I've been basically around. I think.
Yeah, me too.
So this is ground zero for creativity in St. John. There's been so many bands that jammed here. Tasty Wangs are up here. Wooden Wives are up here for years. You had Penny Blacks, and of course Hospital Grade and Reagan's Ray Guns, and who else? You got Ben Morgan used to jam up here. Naked Baron.
Naked Baron
And
days, it was the organizers back then and Naked Baron that rented the place.
It's interesting
we shared
though.
Our nights.
Yeah, it's interesting now though, because you know what? I started coming here so long ago. It's always been an art space. So when I first started coming up here, it was
because of the
people.
Landlord.
Yeah, landlord.
Because of John.
John
Ainsworth.
John Ainsworth is about the best supporter of the arts in St. John you could possibly ask for. I mean, all the projects we ever worked on with Judd Crandall and all these people always came out of here, and it wouldn't have been if a guy like John hadn't made it available and affordable.
He owns Printing Plus. Printing Plus for all your printing needs. Go see John. Lots of cool stuff's happened up here. Remember the old Sleepyhead days when they were up here hanging out?
Some buddies from Japan. They actually they released our first record.
They did, yes, in Japan on their website.
Good dudes, man. When they were around that summer, that was a legendary St. John summer, buddy.
I want to name the label. 33record.com.
So you've talked about your writing process already.
Hi.
Let's talk about tonight. So you're normally from Halifax, like you were saying, but you're here in St. John tonight.
Well, the Quality Block Party's going on, so that's like, an independent festival in St. John by Peter Ronan and Abigail. So it's a really cool festival, lots of local talent and stuff like that. We were playing with Keith Hallett and some dudes from Massachusetts, really great kind of like psych band called Carone, I believe that's how you pronounce it. And but we played their Quality Block Party festival in April, they had, at Callahan's, and we had a really good time. We played 3 shows, this was our 3rd show. So we played at Christmas time, we played a Quality Block Party, we played another Quality Block Party. So I came to town to do that, but it was great to get back. I love coming to St. John. Papal Visit's only ever played in St. John, and maybe it'll stay that way. I really, the crowd's sweet to us here. I like it a lot, so yeah.
It's going to get interesting for sure, because we've only done it 3 times, I think now. Yeah, 3 times. We've got so many more songs that we are not performing yet that it could change every show. The next one's going to have at least 25, 30 songs on it.
Basically, we're making a big record right now.
Big record.
We're just going to record it over years and accumulate a ton of songs. So when you do that, you've got songs you've done. Like, we just put out a single earlier this week called The Heaviness and Cut Me Out, and those are songs we did about a year ago, and we just felt like we haven't put out anything since about a year, so we should put something out. We got a backlog of material.
Yeah, a couple songs, just some presents, basically.
Yeah, we like to keep stuff coming out.
Yeah, who cares why, but just put shit out, man,
If you're going to be a fan of our band, it's because you like new stuff and surprises, and we want to deliver. So, we've got about 13 or so new songs, and we want to get to 25, 30 songs.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to be working for another year, and then we'll probably change the set totally. Right now, the set's mostly from the first 2 records, and a few little covers in there. We'll do a Stooges song now and then, or a Guided by Voices song. And so, we've got, we had one song that's not any of the records tonight we played, but we just want to have a lot of material. And that's the way we are. We just work all the time. I think we've done, what is it? It's August. We've probably done 7 new ones this year. I don't know. We usually do one a month or so.
I try to, 1 a month is my goal. And that's a good goal. I think 1 a month, that's not bad.
That's literally an album a year.
yeah.
Of material, anyway.
So we're going to make a big album and wait 2 years.
Yeah.
That is sweet. It's worthwhile.
Down its line, but still the streetlight shines so bright.
So what's your favorite aspect of what you're doing?
What's my favorite aspect of it?
What gives you the most fun in what you're doing with this project?
For me, it's the whole recording process. That's definitely what I get the most out of. I love it. I just love recording, documenting. It feels like I'm putting stuff away. I'm collecting. I always feel like I'm just collecting, you know? And I like to make it sound better and better. Better mics, better tricks.
Yeah, I think, I like Pierre because I think he's like me. We're like more like recording enthusiasts.
Yeah.
We're not guys who are like, I'm not interested in going on a long tour. I'm interested in making records, and I'm interested in hanging out with my friends and having a good creative process. So, like, to me, that's what this is about. It's not like, don't really have aspirations. The aspiration is to make good music. And so the most rewarding thing for me, I think, is just coming to town and having that connection with these local musicians here that I played with for so many years, and like still doing new stuff with them. Still finding new ways to work with the dudes I love. You know, it's like any relationship. If it goes on a longer time, more water under the bridge. It's cool to have some people who you've been creative with over a long period of time. Like I say, with Pierre now probably 15 years, been doing creative projects. And I always have some kind of partner I do creative stuff with. For years, I played with Judd Crandall. He was my drummer when I would do solo stuff and stuff like that. And when I lived here, and we had a great kind of creative partnership where it was like, whatever you do, I will do too. And that's what I feel like with Pierre too. Whatever I want to do, he'll set me up. Pierre makes it easy. I just come and sing into a mic. It's his pedals, his gear, his recording stuff, and he makes it happen. But the truth is, we do need each other because, like, he wants to work on stuff and I want to work on stuff. He knows I'll deliver with it. I know he'll deliver with it. There's so many people who play music and so many people who talk about playing music. But the truth is, there's no money at this level. So it's like, some people are all talk. You couldn't say that about Pierre Cormier, though, because he's got so much material. He's always working, and that's the way I like to be, too. I like to keep it going. It's lethargic. It's a creative process, and it's like what you need to work on. We're always trying to drive forward.
It's making something. I got to keep making things. I can't keep working on the same thing all the time. I got to finish that thing and get on to the next thing. Finish that thing, get on to the next thing. Finish that thing, get on to the next thing. I don't want to make one loaf of bread. I want to make, 50 loaves of bread. That's the way I look at it. It's like, I want high production.
I think Pierre and I talked about this the other day. By the time we're old men, we want to have 1,000 records. We want to have a back catalog of a ton of songs. So, that's just what we're working towards every day, basically.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Collecting songs.
Yeah, I kind of do that too. I record a lot on my own, and I have like this back catalog of shit that I've just recorded since high school. I think some of it goes back to.
Sure.
But then I discovered like Sony Vega in university when I worked at the Baron there next to the radio station, and that's what they recorded on. Troy Chenier exposed me to that.
Oh yeah.
So all you needed was a shitty microphone and a laptop or a computer that could run the program, and I just upped my game
entirely.
Yeah, it was like, I don't need to just use a tape deck that I can.
Troy Chenier is another guy. He's a good guy that Pierre played with in the past. Pierre's been in so many bands, but he was.
You've been through a lot.
We were talking. About that band. It was Stabby Dancers you were in years ago.
Yeah,
Stabby Dancers. Yeah, man, it's so long ago now. I forget what it felt like, really, to be in that band, but it was crazy. That's for sure.
One of my greatest St. John early memories is going out to the university to see Troy play, Troy Chenier, and
project?
Oh, you know what it was? It was a Foolapalooza cover show, and he was doing the Violent Femmes.
Yeah, we did the Ramones.
You did the Ramones that show. The organizers were as the Ramones. Yeah. And I was probably 15 or something.
The first Foolapalooza ever.
Yeah,
I remember those back in the day.
Yeah. And
White Bone Lounge.
At the White Bone Lounge.
Yeah, that's right.
The White Bone.
Which was really just an empty room.
It was.
It's
the Villanovans. The Villanovans did Nirvana. Shout out to the Villanovans.
That's a reference you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Troy Chenier, God bless him, did the best Violent Femme set. I love the Violent Femmes when I was 14 or 15 years old or whatever it was. Yeah. Holy hell, he raised hell. I don't know who his bass player was, little dark-haired dude, but man, that guy, those bass lines are tricky. And dude killed it. Dude killed it. What a great show that was. St. John passed. I think the main thing about us is we always like to talk about history. We like to the history of the old bands, the history of St. John, who was in bands and all that. That's what's important, you know.
Well, you guys in particular, and a number of people in the next room.
There's a pretty good little party going on right now.
It's a very good party. Thanks for inviting me up to do the interview here. But they're all, and you guys are all very connected with the history of St. John music. Organizers were back in the day, I think when like the A-Tubes were kicking it and shit like that. So there was a lot. Ermine, like...
Yeah. How about the Addiction Seekers?
The Addiction Seekers. Manoli and the Addiction Seekers. Yeah.
Here's to Manoli. I'm raising my glass right now. Here's to Manoli.
But there is a lot of really vivid St. John musical history, and being just up here right now.
Here's what I'll say. I'll use this as an opportunity to give a shout out to the guys who are in our live band, who are our great friends. Jason Ogden, who you got to know from Penny Blacks, and you got to know from Hospital Grade, Not Funny Anymore, and the whole kit and caboodle there. And Chris Braden, old friend of mine, beautiful guy, who was in my first band. He's in Penny Blacks too, and he was in Reagan's Ray Guns and stuff. And then Jeffrey Smith, Tooth and the Fang, Little You, Little Me, good dude. So those guys are our live band, and there's a whole bunch of St. John music history right in the band.
So, what influences?
We're really into a band from Dayton, Ohio called Guided by Voices from the 90s, GBV. And they're home recording dudes who have done like 2,500 songs or something like that. So we're big fans of that stuff. And we were both big fans of 60s stuff. The thing I find is Pierre, man, he's got modern taste. He knows what's going on. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm listening to like Tennessee Ernie Ford records and old shit. But he's like...
I'm finally out of the 60s.
He's finally out of the 60s. He listens to 60s stuff forever. And I keep going further. I'm like, what about the 40s? But yeah, we're both big Guided by Voices fans and a lot of like 90s stuff. I know Pierre like says Pavement and Built to Spill.
So much cool stuff.
What's your favorite Guided by Voices record, Pierre?
Oh, boys, that's our toughie.
Propeller.
You ever hear
understating.
Propeller by Guided by Voices?
Holy shit.
I don't think I've ever listened to a full album of theirs. I've heard a lot of their songs, but never in the album.
Yeah, keep an open mind. It's not all like, it's not all hi-fi. It's a lot of lo-fi. But it's insanely good.
I was thinking about this the other day, when I was a kid. And I was talking with my roommate, good guy, about, he was saying, he's a little younger than me, and he was into Bon Iver. I wasn't really into Bon Iver just because I was uptight about the sound of the vocals, and that auto-tune I thought was dated. Maybe I'll listen to it later and like it. Who knows? Time goes on, whatever. Yeah. But sometimes it blows my mind that when I was 14, I would listen to Primus all day long. And now as I'm an older man, now it's 15 years later, once you get used to Les Claypool, you don't even notice anymore. And I still like Les Claypool, but, it's a funny thing. Lo-fi music, eventually you just get used to what's going on, and you get used to the textures. And we like to use a lot of different sonic environments for our music. So like lo-fi, hi-fi. I use handheld recorders sometimes. We use tape machines. We use big reel-to-reels. We use computers. We use it all. So I like an album to have that kind of trip. It has a whole trip to it. It's hi-fi, lo-fi, all over the place, and just it's kind of exciting. I don't know, yeah.
So where do you think you guys are going?
But no, where we're going, we're making a really big record. We're going to make a big one. I hope we do another Christmas show. I hope we do a Halifax show. I hope we play out a bit. We've done 3 shows since last Christmas, so it's a pretty slow build. But you know what? We always have a good time, and we always play a good show. I don't want to play a bad show with this band. I want to be picky with the shows. I want to do a good one. And I love playing in St. John, all the shits in St. John. I love just going for it in that way. You know what I mean? So, a big record. That's what's next. We're going to make an enormous record, like a 25-song record.
You're currently listening to the Pagan Place podcast. If you like what you hear, you can find us at anchor.fm/The Pagan Place, or stream each new episode wherever you get your podcasts.
We played a show tonight, so I got guitar leg. Because I was leaning on one leg the whole time. Now I got like weird kind of gimpy leg.
Tasteful use of the word gimpy, one. Secondly, we did play a show tonight, and it was a good little rock punk show, and we had a good time.
For this episode, we leave the studio behind and meet with Papal Visit at their jam space after their set for the Quality Block Party. We talk a little bit about St. John music history, what got them together, and what influences the band's music. So sit back, sip your poison, and enjoy the ride. I'm Kalen Capson, and this is the Pagan Place Podcast. How did you get roped in with these guys?
We were just jamming, I guess.
Drinking buddies, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him play drums for somebody. I forget who.
Yeah.
And then like, hey, I need a drummer when I.
Tire Fire though.
Yeah, probably Tire
That we
Fire.
did. So it's like this collaborative jam. It could be 4 people, it could be 20 people, and like just switching instruments throughout the night. We just hit record and just go. So I mean, I'd come up play drums for that, and I was.
There you go.
Yeah, that's probably.
It's like, well, I want to record a song and I need a drummer. So I asked Jeff, and he's been on most of the stuff now.
I actually have a little B song on one of my episodes with Strange Grooves. Here comes Chris Braden. Is also in the live version of Papal Visit. So how did you get roped in?
How did I get roped in? Well, we share space and a lot of fun. My goodness, yeah. I mean, me and Adam went to grade 7 together, and that's a rope. There was probably a little bit of rope there, and me and Pierre like to drink the beers together. I mean, my goodness. And actually, the thing is about these fellers is you actually you work and you drink some beers and you have fun, but you actually like spend the night working on tunes and get stuff done, and then you're like, oh my god, you know, a couple songs in a weekend or something, you know, like that's a thing that
We're functioning alcoholics. Yes. We'd come up here at night, and Chris would sit for us, and we'd paint him nude. And I'd be on one side, Pierre'd usually be around back. And
Did you paint him like one of your Parisian girls?
That's right. That's exactly right. Yes. Oh, as you see now, he's incredibly toned, quite frankly. He's showing me his body now, and
He's way
I'm flexing, but you know what?
he ain't no string bean. Ain't no string bean. Oh, he took off his belt.
Oh, he's gonna lose his pants.
Christ.
His pants are gonna fall down.
But the thing is, Chris is in phenomenal shape. He's showing us now. And
It's that Gangnam Style.
exactly. So we used to paint him.
It's gonna
and
catch
then
on one of these times.
we used to paint him every Thursday night. We'd come in. We had a book club before that. Switched it to a Paint and Chris nude club. And then when I was about 31, I said, I'm gonna take up bass. And we started playing music.
I still actually have a Chris and Adam show cassette at home. Circus? I think it's
Now
Circus.
that is we all have one thing we want to strike from the record. Maybe it's like too early.
Did we do a cover? We did a couple covers.
Oh, I'm just talking about the whole album.
Oh, yeah.
To me, we put that out when we were like 15 or something.
Yeah,
And
we weren't even driving yet.
and it's
We're up in the spare
probably-
room. Up in the spare.
Yeah.
A borrowed 4-track.
Borrowed a 4-track from
Yeah.
Mark Hill.
Yeah, that's right. My guitar teacher.
And the Hill Brothers. And so, we had our heart in the right place. But, I've done a lot of records.
It's our first go.
And, we don't need to keep that out there. Sometimes you get anniversaries
How many
and stuff.
copies did we make? Like 12?
No, we actually moved I think about 60 of them out there.
Oh, nice. You fucking owe me like $20, man.
Could be.
I remember
I
it
had
was
no
a hot
idea.
commodity at the time.
We did a Beck cover on it. It was a Chris and Adam show. This
Asshole.
is
Asshole?
ancient history of St. John music. But
on that Tom Petty record, She's the One,
yeah,
which was a soundtrack.
yeah,
He did that Lucinda Williams song,
change the locks.
Change the Locks, that fucking rules. And
Woo,
he
that's a
also
good
did
song.
Asshole.
Asshole
And,
by Beck, yeah.
Yeah.
So so that was you have a very early tape of us.
yeah.
And those are all done with my double
I don't know
tape
if I have one.
I don't have one.
I have the case. I don't know where the fucking tape is.
I'll copy it.
Why you burn it?
Yeah, I've let it go too for when. I don't.
We did a better record. I thought the Trailer Rock record we did in 2001 was better.
Yeah.
That was more like our vibe, more
Yeah.
our style. We recorded in a little trailer with a 4-track out in your backyard. This was when we were 17.
We split up into groups. There was probably 6 of us, and we were like, we want to write some songs. All right, we'll split up into 2. We'll go into different rooms, and I think it was at Pat's house.
Huh.
And me and you got stuck together, and we wrote the
Stuck together.
Roped in.
let's fucking play a Joe Walsh song. We did Barnaby Wild.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
and then we ended up doing the whole record in the backyard.
I think this is why it's cool to play with Chris again too, is because we worked with each other when we were teenagers, and then we didn't work together for a long time. But now we're both back in the same fold, working on songs again. And it's the same vibe where it's just we want to make something good.
Yeah.
So it's the same fuel as 20 years ago, whatever it was.
And back then we didn't know what the fuck we're doing, and we've played a few gigs since then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were pretty comfortable.
Oh yeah. I think there's the thing that is nice is sometimes you end up in a band with guys and it's hard to talk to them, but when you're in a band with Pierre or Chris, you can just say exactly what you think and they do what you want. What you're thinking they can do, they can encapsulate that and see where you're coming from. There's no ego or anything like that. Everyone just wants to make the song better. You know what I mean? So everyone's trying their best shot.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I don't know if you mentioned earlier, but when a lot of times Pierre's whatever, come work on a riff, and then Adam will put the vocals on later, come up with the hooks and stuff, and it's that's that's kind of a cool thing.
Love you, bud. No, yeah, Chris is a really good guy to have around for Pierre to pick up a song and help him with an idea, because Chris has a lot of ideas.
That's awesome.
Melody.
I think you're being looked
Melody.
for.
She looks so crazy tonight. She moves just like magic. She needs to hold me tight. She dances just like plastic. Fucking
lost Pierre, but anything else? One last thing you want to say, or anything that's on your mind you want to shout out to the world?
You know.
Or the 4 people that listen. Mom, this is for you.
Yeah, hey, thanks for listening. Support St. John bands. Support the culture here. I hope it stays weird. I hope it stays homemade. I hope it stays independent. And I just hope it goes on for a long time. The people of St. John have always been sweet to me. I'll see you at the show.
Thanks for coming on.
Oh, no problem, Kalen. You're a good guy.
Thanks for having us.
Good day. You're listening to Pagan Place podcast, and this is Buddy from Pension Clothing. Have a time.
And thank you to all our friends back at home. We have a real good time around here at Killen's Podcast, and we wouldn't have them without listeners like you. So let's give a big thanks to the letter B, the number 18, and of course, a young Jim Henson.